Hello friends, welcome you all. Today's topic is assessment of company. We are going to learn here about the computation of the taxable income and also the tax liability of company. First of all, let us understand the concept of the computation of the taxable income. So here you have to follow the procedure or the rules how to calculate the taxable income. We'll see the general basic concept. First, the meaning of company. It is given under section 2 subsection 17. Company means any Indian company or any body corporate incorporated under the law of a foreign company, or also any institutions or associations, it is incorporated or not, whether it is Indian or non-Indian company, by which general or special order of the CBDT to be also called as a company. Residential status. The residential status, actually the tax liability of the company is based on the residential status of a company in the previous year. Residential status is given under section 6 subsection 3. Here the company may be a resident or it is a non-resident. Resident, it is a company is called as a resident if it is an Indian company, if its place of management is located in India in the previous year. And NOR means not ordinary resident. A company can never become a not ordinarily resident. Third is non-resident. So here a company is said to be a non-resident company if it is not an Indian company, or if its place of business is not located in India, then that company we call it as a non-resident company. Next we will see how to compute the total income of a company. This is the basic rules you have to follow at the time of computation of the total income of company. First, how to calculate the business income. So it is the rules given. As per these rules, you have to calculate the business income of a company. So to calculate business income, you have to take the base as the profit that is given in the profit and loss account. So the profit, we call that as a net profit. Whatever net profit given in the profit and loss account, you take that as the base. And for that, you must go for adding the disallowed expenses. So here, disallowed expenses means the expenses which are debited in the profit and loss account. So you can make an assumption of profit and loss account in your mind. So which are debited in the profit and loss account means the debit side, it will come on the left hand side, and all the expenses which is debited in the profit and loss account. So you should make some assumption which incomes are business expenses, which are not business expenses. So the expenses which are not business, that should be disallowed here. And then next step, you must go for the thing allowable expenses. So less allowable expenses. So allowable expenses means here these expenses will be given in the adjustment. So these are the business expenses, but it is not debited in the profit and loss account. So these are the business expenses. It is given in the adjustment and it is not debited in the profit and loss account. It is not debited in the profit and loss account means it is not deducted in profit and loss account. So those expenses, if it is business expenses, it should be deducted at the time of arriving the business income. And next is incomes not related to business. So deduct incomes not related to business. So incomes not related to means you have to go to the credit side of the profit and loss account. So in case of credit side of profit and loss account, the credit side shows the income of a business. So there will be some other incomes which are not related to business and it will be credited in the profit and loss account, like the income from house property, income from other source, income from capital gains. Even though it is not a business income, they have entered in the credit side of the profit and loss account. Those incomes, it is not business incomes. So then you have to deduct that that incomes. Add undervaluation of closing stock, overvaluation of opening stock, less undervaluation of opening stock and overvaluation of closing stock. So this transaction, it is given in the adjustment and it is related to the opening stock and closing stock given in the profit and loss account. Less unabsorbed depreciation. If any unabsorbed depreciation, if it is brought forward, then it should be deducted. Finally, you will come to the business income. After calculating business income, you go for the other heads of income, that is capital gain. In capital gain, in your problem, if there is any brought forward capital loss is given, that can be deducted from the capital gains. And after capital gains, the last source is the income from other source. So you add the income from other source. So total, after adding business income, capital gain and income from other source, we arrive at the gross total income. From the gross total income, if any deduction is there under section 80, so the company can claim deduction under section 80. The eligible deductions are 80G, starts from 80G, GGB, IA, IB, IBA, IC, IE, JJA, 80LA and 80PA. So these are some deductions that company can claim from their gross total income. After deductions, the net amount what we get is treated as the taxable income or total income. And next, how to arrive at the so the taxable liability. To compute the taxable liability, you have to apply the tax rate. First, in case of domestic company, any winnings, if there is any winnings under section 115BB, like horse race, card games, any winnings from lottery. So first you tax for that. The tax rate applicable is 30%. And after that, if there is any short-term capital gain for the company under section 311A, so you apply the 15% tax rate. And if there is any long-term capital gain given under section 112A, so you have to take 20% tax rate. And after charging the tax for all these incomes, you have to go for the balance. The balance income, you apply the 30% or 25% of the tax rate. So here you have to apply the tax rate for the company at the rate of 25% if the total turnover or if the gross receipt of the company is less than 250 crores. If it is less than 250 crores, usually in your problems, that company's turnover will be 250 crores only. So you have to apply 25% tax rate. If it is more than 250 crores, you have to apply the tax rate of 30%. After applying all these tax rates, you take the total of the tax amount, and for that you have to add the surcharge. So here in case of surcharge, 2% is the surcharge if the total income of the company or taxable income of the company exceeds 1 crore, but if it is less than 10 crore. If it is less than 10 crore and more than 1 crore, the surcharge leviable is 2%. And for that, tax amount plus surcharge, and you take all this total and you apply the education cess 4%. So these are the tax rates applicable for the company. So here in case of company, there is one more provision, that is MAT under section 115JB. So here MAT means minimum alternative tax. It is applicable to all companies, including the foreign companies. So here why this MAT is applied for the company's income means, here the lawmaker, they frame this concept of MAT. So here according to this concept, what this concept says means all the corporate entities, they have to pay minimum tax rate at the rate of 18.5% of their book profit plus surcharge and education cess if it is there, if the income tax computed on the total income of a company in any previous year, if it is less than the 18.5% of the book profit. So in any previous year, as you compute the normal total income of a company, and if the tax payable what you get and if the tax liability what you calculate, if it is less than 18.5% of the book profit, then the companies, they have to pay the minimum apply the MAT, that is under section 115 JB. Why this concept they have framed means, here the lawmakers they observed that many companies they are disclosing more profit in their accounts in their annual general body meeting for the purpose of shareholders. But when it comes to the point of tax view, they are showing less profit, or sometimes there is no profit at all, to for the tax purpose to put an end to pay the less tax to the government. So to put an end for all these problems, the lawmakers they frame this concept, that is MAT, minimum alternative tax, under section 115 JB. So the corporate entities they made liable to pay minimum of 18.5% of book profit if the actual tax payable is less than that percentage. So here in simple terms, how you are going to apply this MAT means, there are two provisions you can come across. First, you compute the tax on the total income as per normal provision, and you compute the tax as per the provision of MAT. And in that, whichever is higher, that is the tax payable or tax liability of the company. Next, we'll see for MAT purpose, we have to compute the book profit. For computation of book profit, you have to follow the rules. First, you have to take the net profit as base as it is given in the profit and loss account, and for that add the following items if it is debited in the profit and loss account. Some expenses will be debited in the profit and loss account. Those expenses to be added back to get the book profit, like the income tax paid, any reserves, provisions for any unascertained liabilities, if there is any loss of the subsidiary company, and any amount of depreciations, dividend paid or proposed, and any deferred tax, and any diminutions in the value of the assets like provisions for doubtful debts, and any amount standing in the revaluation reserves. And one more thing, that any expenses incurred to earn the incomes that comes under section 10, 11 and 12. So these are some expenses. It will be debited in the profit and loss account. So you had to add it back to compute the book profit. Next, you have to deduct the following items here. Particularly, the first is any amount of reserves or provisions which are credited in the profit and loss account. So you have to go for the profit and loss account credit side, and if these items are credited, you go for deducting the items. First is any reserves or provisions credited in P&L account, any exempted incomes credited in the profit and loss account. Exempted income means it is all specified here, section 10, 11, 12. Section 10, you know, the all exempted incomes that comes under section 10, and section 11, 12 here, the any income of the property which is held for the charitable or religious purpose, and if any income earned from that property which is meant for the charitable or religious purpose. So this it comes under section 11 and 12. So it is also to be deducted. Next, depreciation which is claimed in the profit and loss account, and any brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation whichever is less as per books of accounts, it will be given in the adjustment, and any deferred tax which is created in profit and loss account. So these items to be deducted to calculate the book profit. So here I told brought forward loss or unabsorbed depreciation. As per the books of accounts, it will be in the adjustment. It is not given in the profit and loss account. So you had to deduct that item also to compute the book profit. And after arriving the book profit, you have to calculate the tax liability. What is the tax payable by the companies? So here you have to calculate taxable income under the normal procedure and the taxable income under the MAT, that is book profit. Under the normal procedure, I told how to calculate the tax. The various tax rates are given. That is for winnings from lottery, horse race, that is 30%, long-term gain 20%, short-term gain 15%, and if any balance left out, you calculate the rate at the 25%. And as per MAT, you calculate the tax rate at 18.5% plus surcharge and education cess. So in above these two method, the tax whichever is high, that is to be considered as the tax payable to the government. So these are the procedures you have to follow to compute the taxable income and the tax liability of a company, and also to calculate the tax liability when there is a applicable of MAT. You have to make perfect of all these rules to solve the problems that comes under the assessment of companies. Thank you very much.